Welcome to the Sheila Mac Show, reality at its finest. Here we have real people sharing real stories and actionable steps to help you reinvent, rebuild, and reboot your business and personal life on your terms. I'm your host, Sheila Mac, and today we have special guest Jenerzen. She is the leader, a thought leader, TEDx speaker, and behavior specialist. She's worked in the personal development space for the last 10 years, developing skills in behavior, leadership, empowerment, and healing. After attending a Tony Robbins event, she saw that there were clear parallels between what Tony was doing with people and what she was doing with horses. She became a platinum partner with him, and using her extensive knowledge of horses, has developed unique leadership programs for people using these amazing animals. So, from the boardroom to the barn, she has been sharing the healing powers that horses have through her trainings, seminars, and retreats for thousands of people from all walks of life and all parts of the world. Her mission is to radically disrupt the world of horse rescue and share their value rescuing horses have to help people learn, grow, and live an empowered life. All right, welcome to the show, Jen.
Thank you. That was like like hearing my bio like read back to me. Like you said, write me a bio, and I'm like, I don't know. I just do stuff. Yeah. So to hear it like read back is like so cool, and to know. Then thank you so much for having me because this is that's what we do, right?
Yes,
Change lives. Inspire people. So thank
exactly.
you.
Exactly. So now this show came about based on my new best-selling book, Bootstraps and Bra Straps, the formula to go.
Best selling.
Yes. Yeah. The formula to go from rock bottom back into action in any situation. And this last couple of years, we've had every situation we could imagine and then some show up. So I'd love for you to share with the audience about a time in your business or personal life where you experienced a tough situation and how you got back on track.
Just one.
Yep.
Damn, I gotta pick one. Well, that's that lottery winning. It really there is no just one, and I know that you know that from and I love the title of your book,
Yeah.
Bootstraps to Bra Straps. We're all bootstrapping into a whatever, but when we're feminine and we're women and we're trying to do, I just want to, you've like so inspired me to like bra straps. I'm like, okay, yeah, that
Right.
too. To keep moving forward, and you've been to my place, you've experienced the horses, and you've had like a little taste of what actually it is. But to answer your question at a little bit deeper level, um, I don't even kind of know where to start. It's like, um, damn, like I don't even know. I really don't. It's like I have so many arrows in my back, and I think that when people like think, oh, arrows in my back, that's going to take you down. But the arrows in your back, when you are trying to do something where you have a mission and a purpose, those are the things that like actually propel you forward.
Mhm.
And I think that's I think the whole beginning was when I woke up to a Facebook message to find out that my ex-husband, I thought my life was like, I
Yeah.
wasn't happy. It was miserable, but my life was okay. We were platinum partners with Tony Robbins. We were traveling. We were doing this, like the lifestyle. And then I woke up to a message from a Facebook um, stranger, really. And she
Mm.
said, you might want to talk to your husband about where he's getting his money. And that, yeah, I know. It would have been easier if she had said, "Hey, I've been." Anyway, so I got, I kind of got into that, and then I found out that he was doing some things that was inappropriate with money, and think like Bernie Madoff, but on not so many zeros, but enough,
Right.
enough that put me in a position that um, landed him in the federal penitentiary
Wow.
and landed me in a space where I was like, now what? So
Mm.
who here has ever done what they should? Got the job, got the degree, got the kids, got the 2.2, got the picket fence, and I did all that. And I'm like, now, and it did, it winded, me in a space where I was like, what the? And that was about when you and I met.
Yes.
It really was. And you were actually just a little further ahead of where I was. I'm like, you are the what I want. And so, and you were such an inspiration to me. You really were. And I was like, she's such a badass. I want to be like that. And you so inspired me when I was in such a space of fear, and that if you guys are watching this, this woman, Sheila, is like, she really, just coattails, just kind of sit on them just a little bit, because she really is the kind of person that will, she's not going to give it to you, but she'll give it to you in a way that really inspires. And you've been to my place, you've experienced my horses, you've gone through my programs, you've understood what I do. And to this day, you inspire me at such a level that, it's really empowering. So anyway, back to where I got like my ass handed to me. I had to start going back and waiting tables. I'm 40 years old. I'm waiting tables and everything. My dad doesn't want anything to do with me. My brother is dying. My brother died of a drug overdose. My mother's dying of, like that. Just stack this all up. So now what?
Right.
So now what? And that's where, when you say, bootstrap, bra-strap, to what?
Yep.
To what? And it came in the form of a 1,200-pound horse named Trace.
Oh, wow.
And you met Bella.
Yes.
And in fact, you were there the day that Bella arrived on my property.
Right.
You were there for that. And what a gift, for a horse to show up. And she's out. I still have, she's right there. My Bella, my Bella.
Yeah.
And you were there for that.
That was so magical. What a beautiful experience. So I got to visit your Jenerzen and see all the horses. And I'm very intuitive. So it's like each horse had their own personality. And I remember I was going and greeting each horse. And then I would tell you about
it was called Jenerzen back then. Now it's called Zen or Jen.
Okay,
Zen. Yeah, but you were right, because we were like kind of like trying to figure things out.
Exactly.
But it's like Zen energy, and I'm Jen.
I love that. I love that. And those horses, they speak to you. I remember I went to each one and I would describe their personality. And you're like, how did you know? And I was like, because they just told me. Like you could tell, you can connect with the animals. It's a spiritual experience almost. They speak to us in such a different way. Yes. And it's grounding, it's healing, it's incredible. So I'd love to hear, Jen, a little bit more about the programs you've created now and how they work.
Well, girl, you were like kind of like the beta of the beta of the beta, So I'm like, hey, what do you think? And a lot of people are doing that now. And is it okay if I reference books here? Because this is a really opportune time for me to reference the Blue Ocean Strategy. If you've ever read the book Blue Ocean Strategy, you came out and experienced my horses and do what I was doing way back. That was like 2015, like 6-7 years ago. And where we had I was doing something that nobody really understood. It was like, okay, well, we understand therapeutic riding, we understand autism, but we understand if you can't balance, and then there was some post-traumatic stress with veterans, et cetera, but there wasn't anything like what you experienced. There still isn't, and so you were getting this Blue Ocean Strategy experience of going out and understanding what a horse could teach you about your personality, about masculine and feminine energy, about matching and mismatching, about all of these things. And you were like, what? How is this? What? It was just really very at its inception when you came out to experience it. And now we have structure, archetypes, social consciousness, your love languages, like all of these things that come into. And the beautiful thing that it is that it's from an animal that is like the purest mirror of you.
Yes. Mm.
It's not your dog. It's like, oh, it's kind of like my dog. And I almost get triggered a little. I'm like, no, it's not like your dog at all. But
Right.
I get it. Like that's that's the association that people have, because most people don't have horses.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 0.06% of the population own horses. However, the population of Albany, New York, 80,000 get shipped out of this country to be slaughtered.
Oh my gosh. Terrible. Hmm.
So there's a huge percentage. And I am here to share with you right now. Is Bella an athlete? That little black horse that you met that day you were there?
Such a beauty.
No, but she's a beauty. Did you get value out of that experience?
Oh my gosh, so much. And I didn't know she was new. I remember you said, "Okay, take her off the trailer." And I was like, "All right." And what do I do? And I'm walking her in, and then afterwards you tell me that she was wild and crazy. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, really?" I would have been scared. But it's almost the one thing I learned from my experience was surrender. It was like you have to surrender to their greatness, to their energy, and in order to relate and connect. And that surrender was why there was no problem in me walking Bella in. Yeah. It was such a magical experience.
Yes. And more people need.
Yes, yes. So now what can you give me an example for those tuning in of how they could get involved or come visit and have this experience? What does that look like?
Oh, well, and I have to say, we all love, we have this hate, love COVID mask.
Right.
So I'm not going to go there. But
Mhm.
um, the beauty of it for me was I couldn't do the on-site like what you came out. I couldn't do that anymore.
Mhm.
So I had to figure it out. And the beauty of it was I knew that there was more to that more people needed to know about this, than what the one and the one and the one and the one could come out and experience it, which was what I was doing. So I have a really beautiful, like very simple experience that you can come. It's a journey to, I would call it the journey to self-love.
Uh-huh.
And you go to, experience all that. And it's virtual. It's
No.
very easy. We do some videos. I'm live. I'm right there coaching you through it, sharing with you about did you see, like you, oh, did you see how when she took the horse off the trailer, it did this, this, and this? And we do it through corporate team building workshops. We do it through interdepartmental conflict opportunities, and it's really it's super easy and easy peasy. And then I run masterminds as a result, after the fact, and we are implementing this in other horse rescues from all walks of life and all parts of the world, because this little come experience it, see what it is. Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? Do you know how to deal with a Bella? Do you know how to deal with a Sheila? Do you know how to, and then take that to the world. So it's very, very simple. It's very inexpensive, and it's an opportunity to be like the Tony Robbins of the horse personal development world, if you will.
Yes, yes, yes. They're so magical, and that sounds incredible. And that's one thing Tony talked about, being resourceful and having to change things. And actually, it sounds like you're reaching more people this way than ever.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And it's allowed me to reach veterans, women in abusive situations. I'm actually now collaborating with veterans for wild Mustangs
Mm,
collaborative work, and just like the reach is infinite. But
yeah.
here's the key for the people that are watching this and like, oh, I don't know, I don't understand. Just come and take the quiz. See what
Mm,
it is. I have a little quiz. It's not from NASA. I created it. I'm just was a little blonde from Southeast Missouri, so just be gentle when it doesn't show up like exactly. It's not. But go take the quiz, and they'll show like, oh, are you a Bella? Are you a Dante? Are you a Maverick? Are you a Trace? Kind of like disc profiling or Myers Briggs. So it kind
yeah.
of helps you understand like the personalities that you would have like through the spirit of a horse. So it's
Mm,
kind of just a fun little way. And then we do a little discovery challenge. But all of the resources go to the horses. All of the understanding goes to you, and then we want to create a community, a contribution community to help save horses and change lives. So
beautiful.
that's where we're at.
Nice, nice. That's incredible. So now when you were younger, did you just always love horses, or how did you start working with horses? How did that show up in your life?
That's such a great story. Oh my gosh, such a I, you've been to Date with Destiny at least once, right?
Mhm.
And
Many.
Tony Robbins, yeah, for sure. And then this is actually where it came up. And he asks you, he goes, come up with your earliest childhood memory, right?
Mhm.
Well, I came up with mine, and it was so compelling. I left the room and I had to call my mom like right away. I'm like, did this really
Mhm.
happen? You know, so and she's like, I can't believe you remember that. That is like you remember that with such startling clarity. And the memory was we were coming out of the grocery store, my mother and myself, my little bumpy
Oh,
nose.
how cute.
And I was about 3 or 4. I don't know. She says I was probably about 3, and there was a huge tent, and like where they were doing like an event or something, and there was a person walking a Budweiser, because I'm from St. Louis. I'm from south of St. Louis area.
Mm.
He was walking a Budweiser Clydesdale,
Oh, wow.
and I was like, "We're gonna go see the horse." So my mom walked over, and I, tugged on the guy's leg, and I was like, "Can I ride your horsey?"
Oh
Like
my
the
goodness.
groom of the, yeah, of course, like it's his horse, right? Exactly. And he was like, "No, I'm sorry, little girl. These aren't special horses. We don't ride these horses."
Mm.
Okay. So we left, or we started to leave. We started to leave. About that time, the distributor's family showed up, the Budweiser distributor.
Mm, mhm.
And guess what? He had a daughter about my age, and guess what that little girl got to do?
Ride that horse. Oh my goodness.
And so I was like, but she's getting to ride the
Uh-oh.
horse. All right, get on.
Aw.
So I got to ride, and the horse's name was Baron. I'll never
Mm.
forget it. And it totally changed. It was like that was it. And I didn't know that, fast forward 34 years, and a divorce and bankruptcy and homelessness and waiting tables and a lot of pain and angst and, all of these things would lead me back to. So if you're watching this, and Sheila, you know this better than
Mhm.
most, if you have something that is inside you, listen,
Yes.
listen,
Mm.
because that voice, that 4-year-old version of yourself that wants to express itself, but doesn't feel safe to, or has a protector that needs to, keep it quiet.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
not this girl. So I'm here with my 4-year-old and my 40-year-old version and my 400-year-old version of myself saying, horses are magic.
They really, really are. That's wonderful. So now what advice would you give your younger self with all this that you've gone through now?
Ah! Oh my God, that's such a great question. gosh. I haven't had that question in a while. Tony
Mm.
asked me that question.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he did. And then his answer his response to it was, now that you know that you're strong, you don't have to work at it so hard anymore. That
Right.
was what he said to me.
Nice.
Tony Robbins said those words to me. Now
Right.
that you know that you're strong, you don't have to work at it so hard anymore. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's what I would say. I know that I have like things that I need to still work on and address and whatever. But I think that would be it. Like, now that you know that you're strong, stay with that strength and
Mm.
stop working so hard
Oh, yes. Yes.
and
Mm.
allow.
Exactly.
Don't it this is what who wears it, this stupid, who came up with these spiritual gangster shirts? Spiritual, what the frick? Like spiritual, hustling gangster. What the, no. Just allow.
Yes, yes.
There's
And
beauty in that.
I have a mantra that the universe conspires for our highest and best good. And sometimes we get redirected, rerouted. Things happen to remind us of who we really are. And
Yes.
that's it.
And is it okay? Lower your tolerance for pain. You guys, if you're watching
Mm,
this, freaking lower this listen. That, and the beauty of everything when it comes to horses and the inception of it is this. I am not a horse whisperer because I whisper to the horses. I'm a horse whisperer because I listen to the whisper of the horse. And if you can listen to the whisper of the universe, the level of pain that you will experience will be lessened, and you can align instead of hustle, and you
yeah,
can flow instead of grind, and you
mhm,
can believe in yourself, and it will change your life.
exactly. That's beautiful. So beautiful. So now I'd love to hear a little bit more about where people can connect with you if they want to join the program, the training, or learn more about all you're doing.
Oh, thank you. I love that. You can join my Zen Club, Zenerzen.net/rescue. That's easy peasy. It's nothing. The membership is like the whole idea is, let's feed one horse for one day.
Mm,
$17. It costs $17 to feed one horse for one day. And so Zenerzen, just go to Zenerzen. Zenerj. Everybody's like the G. But
yes,
Zenerzen is that's it. And just join the
beautiful.
club.
That's
That's really is the best way. You can come, see what my discovery challenge is about, or go to my website and just see what fits for you. But really,
amazing.
honestly, it's about like saving horses and changing lives. I have some non-disclosure agreements that I'm dying as an extrovert. I'm like, wow, I'm dying to tell you about.
Yeah,
But when you join, you guys will, everybody that's in the group, in that community, it's a contribution community, and you'll be the first to know of everything. So it's
wonderful.
zenergen.net/rescue. Rescuing horses, saving horses, and changing lives.
That is so good. And there's one thing that's really important during this time is to listen and not forget who you really are. So now, what message would you have for those tuning in that have really been in a situation where they're rebuilding? They're at a rock bottom right now due to this crazy COVID or whatever else happened, a divorce, something else. What advice would you give them?
Oh, three things. Number one, proximity is power. Get around the ecology of somebody that is giving you something good. Like get out of get around. Two, get audible. listen, like the Audible, the app,
Yes.
and listen to books.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ones I've listened to recently was "Can't Hurt Me" by David Goggins. Great book.
Yes.
Listen, like feed your mind. And
Yes.
two, get outside, get in nature, get out.
Mm-hmm.
And these aren't necessarily in order, but be mindful of who you surround yourself with. Feed your mind with something powerful like superfoods,
Yes.
and get out in nature. One of the biggest things that fuels me is going out and petting my horses and kidding around them. And our civilizations were built on the backs of horses,
Yes.
and now less than 6%, 0.06% of the population owns a horse. Like,
Mm.
so they fought our wars, they carried our families, they plowed our fields. In 1908 was the number one selling product in the Sears and Roebuck catalog was, Sears. Okay, who here is old enough to know that the Sears catalog? We all like, right. And actually, it was the buggy whip. It was like something for horses in 1908. That was less than 100 years ago. But now we're screen time and time. Get out in nature. Get in front of somebody. Get around people that are quality. That would be my absolute best advice.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And the catalog makes me think of the Sears catalog and the J.C. Penney catalog. When I was a little girl, I
I
was
know.
making vision boards back when they didn't have the name vision boards. Let me tell you.
I know. It's so true. It's so true.
What I want. And you know what? It would show up. It was so wild. And
And it does. And
Yeah.
by the way, yeah. So I've got to run.
Yes,
I've got to
yes.
go, but I got to tell you how beautiful it's, what you're saying is so true. It's like, what you put out there is what actually happens. And it's so, so true. And get out, or surround yourself with positive people. Like Sheila, you and I, even though we don't talk on a regular basis, like, it's like nothing for us to pick up the phone and go, "Hey, what's going on?" Because we are in alignment with our value system.
Exactly. Exactly. So thank you again, Jen. One more time, share your website, and thank you again for being a guest on the show.
Thank you. Jenerzen, Zenerjen.com. And then everything else is all on there. And you know what? Call me. I don't care. I'm here to serve. I am here to serve. I want to know what people are want to do about this. Like, let's save horses and change lives. And
yes,
they've saved my life. I hope that they can save others too.
All right. Thank you again, Jen. And for those tuning in, we'll be back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye.